Warhawk, the Red Mercury Missions, is a first or third-person pilot combat sim developed by Single Track and published by SCEA as a launch title for the PlayStation in 1995. Like so many of their launch titles, the game flexed the newfound 3D capabilities of the hardware, along with the storage space of compact disc, by having actors appear on screen and read lines. I don't know if anyone in history actually purchased Warhawk, as the game, in theory, could be beaten in probably 90 minutes if the player was actually good at the game. Instead, I feel Sony knew that this would be a rental, and decided on a game designed as a tech demo was all that was needed to get people to get off of the Nintendo and Sega bandwagon. But I'm just spitballing here, since research is for wussies.
Commander.
This is Commander Jacek. The last strike against Creel was wiped out in less than an hour after they lost contact. I'm not losing my pilots because you can't cut through some interference. Those are my people down there, so find a way.
Commander, intelligence can't find anything on this Creel guy.
Creel's army can appear out of nowhere, set up installations, and vanish. No one knows how or why. I don't like mysteries, Corporal. They have a way of killing people. Make sure that ship's 110% ready. If Creel's army really has these super weapons, I want as much data as I can get. This would be close enough to a suicide mission as it is. Hatch, Walker, you've read the mission briefs. Creel's army keeps popping up all over the place. The last time they showed up, Strike Force Alpha went after them.
There wasn't enough of them left to fill a Boy Scout troop.
Creel's forces didn't even flinch.
The rest of Strike Force Omicron's already down there. Your mission's a little different. Creel's been using some kind of new fuel source, and I want you two to find it.
Nothing like a little search and destroy, right, Hatch?
Walker, you misread your briefing. I want you to go into the hot zone and bring that fuel source back. Lock it down and power it up. We have a priority 1 launch.
You star in this game as a duo, Buff Beef Blast and Chuck McMahon-Large. You report in directly to this adorable niece of one of the producers, who instructs the characters to fly into the war zone and retrieve this canister of the titular juice known as Red Mercury. Immediately afterward, the game wants you to know the power of the PlayStation, which, believe it or not, this game showcased in style. The weight of the Warhawk is felt throughout the game, as turning is akin to a small jet, but this vehicle has the ability to hover and strafe in place, making certain targets much easier to deal with. Also, a trailblazing feature of the game is a health system hidden beneath a regenerating shield, allowing you infinite damage for the patient player. Dodge attacks from a direction, and that direction will recharge over time. However, with each section that is damaged, you'll lose abilities of the ship. The front will cause the radar to falter and eventually crack. The left and right sides will cause your ship to lose the ability to lock on and launch missiles, and the rear will cause you to massively lose your mobility, something you already don't have a lot of. Protect that ass. The first map is generous and eases you into the combat with light hitting enemies and a very simple set to blow things up. This indicator shows how many canisters you'll need in each mission to complete the map, although you'll rarely need to reference this. The radar, it's there. I played this all over again and still haven't utilized it for most of anything besides locating the canisters itself, located in a huge bright red mark. After that, color it pretty useless. Once you blow open the pyramid, you locate your first canister by flying through the pyramid. Whoa. Yeah, I'm going to say this a lot, but this actually was cool as shit back in the day. It's amazing how much your mind has to fill in the blanks with these graphics, isn't it?
Don't bother getting out. Your ship's rearmed and they're unloading the canister you brought back now. There's another site about 50 clicks out that's shrouded in that same interference you just left.
Creel's forces?
Wait a minute, you're sending us out there again?
You got a better idea, Walker? It's a canyon zone. Your ship's the most maneuverable one we've got left. And and that weird interference is blocking everything. I need a status report.
Hats off to the film crew for actually putting something on that clipboard. It's that kind of detail that a nerd such as myself looks for when picking apart these insanely cheesy cutscenes. And I just can't help myself on thinking what kind of effort they try to put in on that back burner. On to the next tech demo, mission. Ooh, reflections. Remember when games actually reflected everything on the screen? It didn't try every trick in the book to not have actual mirrors in their games post 2008. Pepperidge Farms, me remembers. Everyone's complaining about AAA games having microtransactions and other nonsense in their games. Me? Where are my goddamn reflections games? Is it really that difficult to squeeze in real-time reflections in bathrooms? I know it's taxing on hardware, but dude, this game here is rendering the same object back in 1995. I fail to see the excuse. Where was I? Oh yes, you blow shit up in a canyon. There's not a lot to talk about with this map, as it's just another pretty map to gawk at. Look at those graphics.
Good job down there. But before you cleaned out that canyon, a messenger got out. We tracked it to a cloaked transport over the Pacific.
Transport? Now, why is that the last thing I wanted to hear?
It's not good. It's not good at all.
The lab boys analyzed the sample you brought back from the pyramid. We think Creel built those mysterious bases to get it.
So they're mining this...
Red Mercury. Analysis IDs it as part of a classified government project that was aborted and supposedly shot into space. Somebody lied. Creel's been digging it up. No one knows much about it, but it's rated as a Class 1 threat.
And this transport, it's its carrier.
The Internationals will run interference. I want you to cripple that transport and get its cargo.
Begging the commander's pardon, but are you crazy? One ship up against a whole transport convoy? How about a little support from the rest of the force?
Mr. Walker, you were at the pyramid in the canyon. How many ships did you see come back?
Nicely done, Walker.
Well, I'm doing the best I can.
Mission 3 showboats some more depth by making you fly into this aircraft carrier to snarf up more of those juicy canisters. At this point in the game, you'll likely lose a ship like I did. When you do, you'll be teleported into a fresh ship to continue your mission where you left off. 3 times and you won't be ejecting anywhere but into the afterlife. Good joke, right? Top tier entertainment? Best content of all time? Well, it's not as good as my new sponsorship, Raid Shadow Legends. Just kidding, I'm just kidding. I'm not sponsored anything but nuts and gum. Guys, you ever chew gum and say to yourself, God damn, I could use some nuts in my mouth right now? And you painstakingly rummage through your pantry only to find a lack of nuts to go with your gum. Well, with NAG, you have a bountiful and perfectly overpriced selection of flavors of nuts and gum to accompany any event, gaming, parties. Just kidding, I know you don't throw those, but try to imagine one. Watching the first 5 seasons of Game of Thrones on loop. Well, with nuts and gum, you'll chew confusingly through all of these things and more with my special discount code. Enter code
subliminal message to subscribe to my channel
in order to get a month's supply of nuts and gum, cherry gum, and habanero flavored nut combo free.
Creel's army immediately launched a series of worldwide attacks when that transport went down.
Good. Sounds like we heard him.
That ship was carrying the largest supply of red mercury yet. And we projected its intended destination to this point.
It's a very scenic view there, Commander.
Creel's forces crippled our satellite uplinks. We think his main research facility is somewhere on or near this island.
Careful, don't make it too easy for us.
Can it, Walker? Since Creel went on the attack and the existence of that red mercury has become known, some countries are discussing atomic sanctions.
Oh, that's nice.
If we don't get those canisters from Creel, we could be facing full-scale nuclear war.
Let's get that bird off the ground. We got a long day ahead of us.
Mission 4, the Volcano map. Here we showcase a genuinely neat effect of moving over the cloud cover to gain a bit of respite from the 4-way pounding you'll receive in every orifice of the lower areas. I haven't really mentioned this up to this point, but the dogfights that you are perpetually thrown at are pretty much pointless to engage in because they infinitely respawn no matter what map we're referring to. Between these perpetually pointless dogfights and the constant flashing of being hit from all angles, it started to take a mental toll on me. And it was right here that I had the strangest thing happen, guys. While I was replaying this game and getting more and more impatient for waiting for my shields to regenerate, I somehow slipped and activated a cheat in Duck Station where I gained infinite shields on the front of my ship and to the left side and the right side and the rear. Strangest thing ever. Don't regret it. Once you destroy enough things, the volcano opens up for a battle of attrition, allowing you the final 2 canisters. Somehow, I was able to win this battle of wits and brute strength by absorbing 1,000 shots while spamming my guns. Weird.
What the hell is going on down there?
Don't know, don't care. Let the lab boys figure it out. They're downloading scanner data now. Got bigger fish to fry.
What's the mission, Commander?
That's Creel's main stronghold. It's the closest our agents could get. Creel's forces were just too tough.
Tell me about it.
He's pulled out all the stops, launching major offensives worldwide. Every national force is engaged. We drew the prime ticket. We get to dig him out of his hole.
What does that old saying about cornered animals come to mind?
The mothership is maneuvering into low orbit over the base. We can cycle just enough power to punch a telepad beam through the red Mercury interference. While his forces attack us, we'll transport you to the main fortress itself, somewhere on or near the outer wall.
Does that U include air support?
That U barely includes your ship's wings. Besides, we'll need everything we've got to run decoy for you. It's up to you to take out Creel.
Oh. No pressure.
Cycle auxiliary powers to the teleporters. Prepare for final transport.
The final mission. Before I get into this one, have you ever activated a cheat, completely by accident when slipping due choking onto a wad of nuts and gum, only to completely justify this action later on in the game? Well, this is one of those times. I cannot believe I had the patience for this back then, as the tunnels in here go on and on and on. These Star Fox-inspired traps are interesting enough to navigate, as is this bizarre layer of shooting fire out of these holes. What's up with these holes? These are speed holes. They make the ship go faster. But as interesting as these sections are, they keep repeating multiple times, and it's just nauseating. Once you make your way to this section, Krell is introduced in true magnificent overacting form.
Watched as you disrupted my plans. You think you're heroes? You think you've stopped me? You are fools! I, alone, have tapped the power of Red Mercury. I understand its true nature. With it, I am God! Now, face my divine retribution.
Oh my god, this guy is just... I guess we'll just go through this tunnel then.
My brain
aches. As if there's something deep inside it trying to overpower me. I must fight back against this terrible pain and the weakness in my limbs.
Slow down, I'm an old man. Wait. Slow down, I'm an old man.
Oh no. Oh no. So yeah, I was supposed to go through this dark spot to get to the end after defeating Krell. Instead, I went through the optional route that you can take at the beginning and ended up going all the way back to the beginning. So I had to fly all the way back through again. Old game design, how I missed thee. The final encounter is a truly headache-inducing seizure festival, to which I will do my best with my video software to soften up the horrendous flashing. But dig that classic sound effect of the thunder.
So, it has come to this. 2 small men with their puny weapons stand between me and this insignificant speck of a world. None of you comprehend what you face. I have unlocked the secret of red Mercury. I alone understand its power. I am one with it. It flows through my veins and fills me with the fury of a god by its might. I am rightful ruler of the earth. Yet you all defy. Your paltry weapons, your pathetic armies. I will show you the face of true power. I will destroy you all.
And here we have the final boss, a giant face. But since we want to flex over Super NES fans, we're going to showcase way more polygons than that wimpy, incredibly fun and memorable classic had. Go fuck yourself, SNES. Well, I think I got the bad ending, but it's an ending, so I'm going with it. Ain't no man gonna make me go through those tunnels a second time, no sir. Warhawk was fun to revisit, 90% being the "it's so awful, it's great" cutscenes. It had some trailblazing ideas to go along with the glitz, but this thing was never destined to go any further than where it went. But what's this? Another near-launch title by Singletrack? Available wherever PlayStation games are sold? Just hook it to my veins. Thank you for watching my video. Here's the latest public subscribers that made themselves available for me to stalk online. Just kidding. Itchelbet or Eichelbet, I don't know. Art and unpronounceable last name. Mistinista, Lily, Money Mick, KevK87, Hazelnuth, Chris Nickel, Fover15, A Shire Grappler, Philip House, Stray X, Vinny Fannerin, Kevron720, Mauricio Alaveres, I tried. Rin the Sashimi, Squatty JH, Robo Artist 88, Andy K, Eric Andrew, Milk and Siggies, and thanks for all of my Patreon subscribers. This is a huge list, so bear with me. South Boogie Bio. Thanks again to all. I will be adding new features to my channel besides my awesome sponsorships such as Nuts and Gum, so stay tuned.